It's hour one, and we're doing monologues.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Colin's going up. Everyone's feeling fine.
What's gonna happen is you're gonna.
I feel fine.
You're gonna start
Hey, Rocky.
telling your story, and I'm gonna add music in as I see fit. Okay? So just go ahead and start.
So, just this past spring, I did probably the best thing I have ever done in my life. I went to Europe, and it kicked ass. First I went to England, but that's not part of the story. The part of the story is Paris, which I would never want to live in. I almost fainted while I was there because of just all the people smoking. Seriously, I almost fainted. Anyway, so the second to last day of Paris, we went over to the middle of Paris, and we saw the giant triangle known as the Tower of the Eiffel. And when I saw it, I thought, oh shit, it's the Eiffel Tower! Ah! And I took several pictures, as everyone always does. I felt so much like a tourist. But then I stopped taking pictures when I realized the thing is gigantic. And my acrophobia started to set in. I started to shake. I was shaking uncontrollably. My friends were like, calm down, Colin. You can take this. And I was thinking, I can't take this. I can take this. I can't take this. And then we got in line. When we got up to the elevator, I was freaking the hell out. Because it was cramped and we were going pretty fast and we were going really high. Really, really high. And any of you who really know me know I can barely take third-story places. So we got to the middle. It was extremely cold, and did I mention extremely high up? I looked down, and I was going to puke, but I was on the Eiffel Tower, god damn it! And by golly, I continued on. So we went up and waited an extremely long line to get into the second elevator. In that second elevator, it was even more cramped than the first. Seriously, there was only like 10 of us. And it was extremely cramped, extremely fast, and extremely high up! So, we got to the top.
Keep going.
I felt this was my moment. I was at the top of the Tower of the Eiffel. And then I walked up to the fenced open thing. I looked down and I nearly died because we were so flippin' high up. But I was excited, but I was really scared. But anyway, I was excited. And then I thought, why not take a picture? So I grabbed my camera and I held my hand out and I put my finger on the button and I pressed it, taking a picture, looking down from the top of the Eiffel Tower. And then I quickly got away from the edge because it freaked me out. Did I mention I'm afraid of heights? Anyway, so we got down. It was nearing night, and we did yet another awesome thing. We ate dinner on the Tower of the Eiffel. At that dinner, I had one of the biggest shrimps I've ever seen, and I had the dreaded but delicious cup of champagne. From that cup of champagne, I got pretty tipsy, and I had to go to the bathroom. I got up. I could not walk straight. I almost fell down, but by golly, I made it there. And when I walked back, I was still tipsy. And then we had to walk down the stairs of the Tower of the Eiffel. Tipsy.
Yay! Alright, ready? Go ahead.
When I was 10 years old, and so was my brother, we're twins, we went to Disneyland. And at Disneyland, this is one of the first times we ever went. And if you've been to Disneyland, fat people everywhere. Fat people as far as they are wide. So, they were behind me. My mom and my dad, they went to go clear something with tickets, leaving my brother and I stranded on a park bench in Tomorrowland. But it felt like today. And this woman was neglecting her child playing with a ball as white people do. And the ball rolled from the kid's hand and she waddled in her pink skirt over to the ball and bent down to pick it up. And we looked into the face of death in what I can only describe as when they open up the curtains on the first act of a play. And I peered into the belly of the beast and I saw a whole Toyota van, a small Asian family, which is kind of redundant, and about $50,000 worth of cocaine. And then I washed my eyes out in the fountain with the sun behind it, and then we left. Thank you.
Alright, Jenna. Alright. So, I'm going to tell you guys a story of my one and only experience with a kind of fake fight club. So, it was on a church mission trip my junior year of high school. We were in West Virginia, and there were these two guys. One was Steven, this giant 6'4" beanpole, and the other guy was called Danny Cotton. He was a tiny, tiny boy. There was so much soul and spirit inside of him. And word started spreading who would win in a fight between these two lads? Who would be victorious? So one night, when the sun had fallen, we decided to the field behind the church. We shall place these two in a ring of high schoolers and see who shall be victorious. So we did so. But Stephen, the gentle soul that he was, he could not fight. Not even young, spry Danny Cotton. And so when we said go, and we encouraged him to fight each other, Danny went at him, and Stephen held him at arm's length, while Danny Cotton went at him. But we encouraged him, we said go, fight him, take him down. But he could not do it. So finally, when his soul felt like it might break, we pulled them out of the ring, calling it a draw. And then we decided, well, surely the rest of us can fight. We all have soul and spirit, and able minds and bodies. So, 2 by 2, people went into that ring of high schoolers, and they began fighting. There was punching. As the time went on, we had to add more and more rules as violations were happening. Hair was being pulled, eyes were being poked. We were very violent for a teen youth group. And then, from behind me, I felt a tap on my shoulder, and it was my friend Sarah, smaller than me but full of muscle. And she said, Jenna, I challenge you to a fight. You stood in the center of that field behind that church, and we stood in front of each other, ready to go, waiting for the person to tell us to go and start. We waited for the time to come so we could find out who would be the winner. But then a voice called out, what is going on here? It was the pastor. Come to put an end to our fight club in the middle of the night in West Virginia. And so it was that Sarah and I never did find out who was stronger. But I stand by